Coming up on Fulton Today, voters head back to the polls to decide the new look of leadership. We have important election information to share. Also, the tax commissioner's new office is open for business and ready to help with those tax bills. And the district attorney's office takes care of a community in need this holiday season. That and more starts right now on Fulton Today. Welcome to Fulton Today, everybody. I'm Shania Chavis-Rucker. This week and next week marks a critical time as Fulton County voters decide that new look of leadership for 2018. Early voting began and ends this week, and the actual election day is next week. FGTV's Brian Robinson joins us now with more on this story. Brian?
Shania, this is it for Fulton's early voters for this runoff election. But for those wishing to vote on Election Day, here's what you need to know. The runoff election is Tuesday, December 5th, and just like the special and general election on November 7th, voting hours on Election Day will be 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Early voting hours are 8:30 a.m. to 7 o'clock p.m. There are 18 voting sites available for eligible voters during early voting. If you're voting on Election Day, you must do so in your designated polling location. And just as a reminder, Fulton County voters will decide the county's next chairman and District 4 commissioner. Rob Pitts and Keisha Waits are vying to be the county's next chairman. Catherine Flowers and Natalie Hall are hoping to replace the late Joan P. Gardner as the next District 4 commissioner. And in the city of Atlanta, voters will decide if Keisha Lance Bottoms or Mary Norwood will be their next mayor. You can see sample ballots and keep up with the latest election news by logging on to FultonElections.com. Voters will need one of 6 forms of identification. Though the most common is your driver's license, military ID, your passport, or government-issued ID are also acceptable. The bottom line is you need official identification or you will not be able to vote. Reporting for FGTV, I'm Brian Robinson.
Thank you, Brian. Another major county story to tell you about deals with the tax bills. As we have reported, the bills have been mailed, and if you plan on paying that bill downtown at the Fulton County Government Center, well, there is a new location to do that. After months of drilling, hammering, and painting, the tax commissioner's new office suite is open for business.
It is great to have this finally done. We are very happy about it. I'm happy, but more importantly, our employees are very happy, and the citizens are very appreciative of this very nice facility.
Located inside the government center on the first floor, the new office is divided into 3 sections: motor vehicle, property tax, and delinquent property tax.
Besides being comfortable, this space was built for productivity. The system is the same, but the attitude that the employees have make for much more productivity. A happy employee makes for good customer satisfaction, and part of it is that people work joyously in this location, so it goes faster.
The old one wasn't bad at all. I don't think I ever had to stand there more than 10 minutes. And today I sat here for 3 minutes and was up there and I'm out the door. So this made it even quicker. So it's better than it's ever been.
Each office features a bigger waiting area, more customer service reps, and digital displays that show which ticket number is currently being served. An accidental shooting at one Fulton County high school has Fulton prosecutors offering advice to both parents and students. Banneker High School invited Fulton's executive assistant district attorney to its quarterly Dads and Donuts forum for fathers and male caregivers of students. Principal Dr. Duke Bradley used the forum to discuss the recent incident of a student bringing a gun to school in a backpack. The gun accidentally went off, injuring a nearby student in the ankle.
We really wanted to have an open and transparent dialogue with our young people, and we really needed to create an outlet where we could hear some of their concerns, but also provide an opportunity to educate them and to create more awareness about gun violence in our community.
Prosecutor Clint Rucker and gang liaison Ian Elmore Moore spoke to the dads and the students from a prosecutor's perspective of how gun violence impacts lives.
It provides them with another perspective that perhaps they didn't have before, that hopefully will sink in deep enough that'll cause them to make a better decision.
According to the Georgia Department of Education, since 2013, Banneker High School has only had 3 incidents involving guns of the 46 incidents countywide. The state removed Banneker from its list of failing schools following its recent academic successes. The school has seen a 30% graduation increase over a 5-year span. Meanwhile, the DA and his staff bring a holiday feast to those in need. The district attorney's Zone 4 community prosecution team hosted its first ever Feeding Our Families Zone 4 style event at the Zone 4 community prosecution office at Gordon Plaza. DA Paul L. Howard Jr. along with Atlanta police and fire representatives were all there to offer a hand.
We're working together with the community, with the police to reduce crime in this area, and we feel that this is an important event to strengthen our connection with the people in the community. 200
families were treated to a free Thanksgiving meal. They were also given 2 bags of groceries along with some toiletries to take home.
It's imperative that we take this movement and this excitement and this paradigm shift that's happening in our community and keep it moving forward positively.
I think it's just a great beginning. Since the corridor is being looked at and improved, I think this will be an improvement also. This is the first of many to come.
While the children had fun, the parents who were searching for employment participated in the on-site career counseling services. The Zone 4 Community Prosecution Office opened earlier this fall. Community prosecution is a national concept that strategically places prosecutors in community offices for greater visibility and access to residents. Dreams have come true for thousands of foster children in the country, including right here in Fulton County, thanks in part to National Adoption Day.
Today is a day that we build families, nurture families, puts families together, and is, in my mind, the wonderful best way to kick off the holiday season.
Though this celebration is officially a part of National Adoption Day, Fulton's Chief Juvenile Court Judge Bradley Boyd affectionately renames it National Family Day, the day when thousands of kids all around the country can now say that they now have forever families.
I love my babies. I love kids.
Over the last few years, Shawanda Brown and her husband have adopted 6 siblings from the same family, her family, with the last one happening on this day.
We're family, and I wanted them to have a home.
The Browns and a number of other Fulton County families made their new additions official on National Adoption Day. It's a feeling former Lumpkin County Juvenile Court Judge Jerry Bruce knows well. As a kid who was adopted, he gave parents advice during his keynote address.
I want you to look at your child, and at some point today I want you to tell that child, whether they know what you mean or not, you are flesh of my flesh, you are bone of my bone. I love you, not like I love things that I possess and have, but like I love myself.
As memorable as the day was, it was made even more special when the court remembered one of their own who passed away but who did so much for Fulton County families. The Honorable Willie Lovett each year would read a poem titled Anyway by Mother Teresa.
If you're kind, people may accuse you of selfish, ulterior motives.
Be kind anyway.
Well, this year, his wife came to read instead.
Willie loved getting up 5 o'clock in the morning, coming down to do National Adoption Day. So to be invited to come to be a part of this event, to bring it to his legacy, it was awesome.
The court also named a service award in Judge Lovett's memory, an award given for the first time to Stephanie Pate, a social worker in the Office of the Child Advocate Attorney.
We can't let go. It's changed us. And what he brought to us and the way he worked and the love that he invested here is something that was contagious. We still have that, and we need to honor that and continue to do that every year.
All right, I got the easy part.
Every year an award, and every year a reward for the families who try to make a difference in the lives of over 100,000 kids in the U.S. still in foster care.
And thank you, Juvenile Court, for allowing us to be a part once again of this special day. And still to come on Fulton Today, homeowners learn how they can better run their neighborhoods. It's part of our district by district coverage next. Residents learn how to better run their homeowner associations with the help of a Fulton County Commissioner. Here's this week's district by district coverage. Fulton County officials join other local leaders for the Metro Atlanta Chamber's annual meeting. This year marks the 158th meeting with a group of the Metro region's business leaders and representatives from throughout the 29 counties. The annual event allows the Chamber to outline their continuing goal of positioning Atlanta as a global leader.
We work very closely with the Metro Atlanta Chamber as we work to attract businesses to come to our county and the city of Atlanta. We worked hand in hand with those efforts. Their focus on the entire metro region is really crucial to our economic success, and our partnership is very important to Fulton County.
We work together on opportunities for our existing companies to expand and also new businesses to come here. They've been a very vital part of that process.
Many of Atlanta's key business stakeholders and government officials take part in the event each year, including the Falcons, the Braves, Coca-Cola, and Delta Airlines. District 5 Commissioner Marvin Arrington Jr. serves on the host committee for the 2017 HOA Boot Camp. The commissioner joined other elected officials from Clayton, Henry, Douglasville, Cobb, and Fayette counties. Public safety, economic development, and community and home appeals were just some of the topics covered for homeowners.
It's been very eye-opening, going to the different tables and talking to the different people about the do's and the don'ts and the laws. So it's very helpful.
This is tremendous. We were gonna have a lawyer talk to us and look over our covenant for $300 an hour. Everything we need is right here.
The first HOA boot camp was in 2015, also at the Georgia International Convention Center. Over 500 homeowners representing 6 counties and hundreds of HOAs have attended this one-day conference. And when Fulton Today returns, the county's youth commissioners are doing their part to help save the lives of their fellow teens. We'll explain. Stay with us, everybody. According to the National Alliance for Caregiving, some 40 million people are serving as caregivers for adults 18 years old or older. And get this, the value of this free service by caregivers is estimated to be at $375 billion a year. Well, November is National Caregivers Month, and Dr. Pamela Rochelle is the director of Fulton's Senior Services Department. Dr. Rochelle, good to see you again.
Hi, Shania. Thanks for having me.
And as I mentioned, this is National Caregivers Month. Tell us a little bit about it.
November is National Caregivers Month, and it's really a time for us to celebrate the over 500,000 caregivers in Georgia who take the time voluntarily to care for a family member or a friend that is experiencing a health condition or a disability. It also gives us an opportunity to raise awareness about all of the issues that go along with family caregiving.
And speaking of issues that go along with some of that family caregiving, talk to us now about some of the services that Fulton County offers.
Well, during National Caregivers Month and all year long, we really want caregivers to know about not only our services, but services across the state. And in the Department of Senior Services, the services that we provide include adult daycare. We have other services like information and referral, home repair, transportation, services that not only help the caregiver directly, but also help the care receiver.
And what about some tips that you think might be helpful for caregivers?
Well, one of the main things that we see among caregivers across the spectrum is that they're so busy caring for a family member or that loved one that they don't take time to care for themselves. So the number one tip is not to go it alone, to reach out to Fulton County or any of the other services to help you in your journey as a caregiver, and to also take care of yourself.
And these are some very special people who care for their loved ones. Any final thoughts?
Well, I would like to thank all of the caregivers in Georgia, the family and friends that take care of loved ones every day, and to reach out to us here at Fulton County. Call us on our star line at 404-613-6000 to learn how we can help you with your caregiving journey.
Dr. Pamela Rochelle, Director of Fulton County's Department of Senior Services, always great to have you. Thanks for your time.
Thanks again for having me.
Fulton's youth commissioners have joined the fight to save the lives of their peers. The group has launched its NEO, Drug Prevention and Opioid Awareness Initiative. It stands for Not Even Once. Their plan is to visit 20 middle and high schools throughout Fulton County before May of 2018 to prevent youth from engaging in drug usage through the education of health effects caused by alcohol, tobacco, and other drugs.
Well, it's important to get youth in general involved in this type of problem because a for youth, by youth type of approach is the most effective way to get a message across. We believe that peer-to-peer influence is the best way to communicate anything you're trying to get across to this generation. So we understand that our young people are able to translate and transform the information into terms and in ways that young people will better receive this type of message.
The initiative will continue in 2018. Now, each workshop in this initiative will emphasize the criminal offenses for possession, trafficking, and Georgia's Good Samaritan and 911 medical amnesty law. You can contact Reginald Crosley if you would like additional information on this program. The number 404-612-7386. And Fulton County is declaring each hump day as Wellness Wednesday. The county's fitness team encourages the workforce to work out at its on-site fitness facility, but it also takes the opportunity during lunch breaks to give employees health tips that could prove to be life-saving, like how to prevent diabetes.
The most important piece of information is knowing where you stand as an individual with regard to your risk for diabetes and heart disease. The best way to do that is to have an annual physical and get lab data.
According to the American Diabetes Association, in 2015, 30 million Americans had diabetes and about 1.25 million adults and kids have type 1 diabetes. To get information on screenings for this service, you can contact Fulton's Board of Health. And when we come back, Atlanta's favorite gospel Christmas story returns to the stage. You'll hear from those bringing it to life when Fulton Today continues. Well, that old saying that you can't teach an old dog new tricks, well, we're finding that it is simply not true. Seniors at the Crabapple Senior Center in North Fulton get a chess lesson from some local high school students. It's all a part of the Chess for a Cause volunteer organization that sends young students to visit senior centers to teach and play the game.
Our seniors like to play games and they like the challenge that it provides for them intellectually, so they enjoy learning new things as well, and they're open to trying chess.
The interactive sessions not only improve memory functions for seniors, but also provide a great way to improve self-confidence in seniors and young adults.
You learn how to plan the game.
And it is very thinking. You have to think. You cannot rush it anything.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it takes a
lot
of strategy, and a brain.
Yeah.
So that way you just have to think ahead.
Chess for a Cause was started by Milton High School senior Anuya Tadia Pally.
Chess is something that I've done since I was 6 years old. So introducing this, because it's one of the only games that does provide balanced brain exercise, it was a way that I could take something that I was passionate about and help the seniors at the same time.
It's now also a part of the 4-H club under Fulton County's UGA Extension program, and it has grown to 10 centers across Metro Atlanta. And finally, Atlanta's favorite gospel Christmas story is back. Black Nativity starts its run at the Southwest Arts Center on November 29th and ends December 17th. The play is the story of Mary and Joseph and is filled with thrilling voices, exciting dance, and glorious gospel music.
The Dominion production of Black Nativity is different from any other production company's production. So if you say you've seen it before and you haven't seen a Dominion's production, you haven't seen it before. So I encourage you to come out and see what we're doing here at the Southwest Arts Center.
Originally written in 1961 by poet Langston Hughes, Black Nativity is a one-act production that tells the nativity story from an African-American perspective.
The thing that I love about the Black Nativity is that it reminds us of why we are celebrating this season. It retells the story of Mary and Joseph and their journey, which all of us can relate to. We all have a journey where we have been carrying something, carrying a purpose, or carrying a vision, and we're trying to get to somewhere safe where we can birth that.
That lesson that Christ came to teach us is ever present then. Be kind to each other. Be conscious of your words and your actions where other people are concerned. And that's what, aside from the music, the beautiful music that's so moving and the wonderful dancers and the African way of telling this story, that's what I would want people to walk out of here conscious of.
Once again, the show run is from November 29th through December 17th. For showtimes and ticket information, you can log on to blacknativityatlanta.com. Can't wait. And before we go, our reminder that we'd like to connect with you online. Be sure to follow FGTV on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for up-to-date Fulton County news, and you can watch a replay of this show or any other FGTV program anytime on our YouTube channel. Well, that does it for this edition of Fulton Today. Thank you so much for watching. Join us each week for news around and about Fulton County.